Hey yo, JB here. Why did I just say yo? Fantastic pay-per-view for WWE. I I was expecting it to be good. I didn't think it'd be this good. And don't get me wrong, it wasn't like the best pay-per-view I've ever seen, but like I'd say it was like really good compared to everything else that's been happening. Anyway, WWE Survivor Series 2018. Good card. So let me just run down this because I am here. Like you are just here for the results and pretty much nothing else. So started off with the was it tag team elimination match for both rosters. It felt like it was mostly just, I think it was just the tag teams against each other. Anyway, the Usos won that one for SmackDown, even though for some reason it didn't count as one of the points. Yeah, by the way, spoilers. Raw got a clean sweep, 6-0, and I guess that's just so Constable Corbin could keep his job. The Sure, that's fine. I mean, I enjoyed myself, so I definitely think I can accept that. I kind of expected SmackDown to win tonight, but like no, it was just like absolute Raw victory. Um. Anyway, after the pre-show, which by the way I only watched on my phone before like while I was watching another match on the television because I started watching Survivor Series late, so excuse me if I'm coming off as like a bit awkward here, but that's pretty much how I come off in all these videos anyway. The women's 5-on-5, you know, elimination match. Uh, as you can guess, as I implied before, Raw took this one. It was fine. Did what it needed to do, just like the pre-show match before it. Except I think I like the pre-show match more than that one because it just kind of did more for me. Though people might be mad at the ending of the women's match, I thought it was fine. Uh, Better to have Asuka be pinned by multiple finishers than have her tap out. I don't like seeing like people built up for so long tapping out. I I know in wrestling there should be no shame in tapping out because there's only so much pain that you can take, but you really shouldn't make booking decisions like that, WWE. Yes, it's been months since WrestleMania and I'm still cross about it. Anyway, Nia Jax pins Asuka after like three leg drops and a Samoan drop. She wins it for Raw. It was fun. Uh, Seth Rollins, the Intercontinental Champion, versus Jeff Hardy versus the United States Champion. Uh, Great match. Like, I think they did it fairly justice. It didn't feel like there was a bit of time in the beginning of the match where it felt like it was lagging just a bit, but it's only for a bit because like the match picks up, and I do think it was like good. I liked it more than AJ versus Shinsuke at WrestleMania. I just did, and Seth eventually wins it with a curb stomp, and good. Once again, another point for Raw. Jesus, what's wrong with me? Uh, the Survivor Series men's match, 5-on-5. I think it was better than last year. Not better than the 2016 one, which went for like over. I think that one went for about an hour in 2016. This one was obviously not as long, but it was longer. I think it was longer than the one last year. It was better. It was definitely better than the one last year. Once again, Raw wins. Once Braun Strowman pins Shane McMahon. Why has Shane McMahon been not only just been on each SmackDown Survivor Series team since he's been back, but he's also been the captain. In the past 2 years, he's been the sole survivor. It's just like this is one of the reasons I didn't do like a video on Crown Jewel because I just didn't like Crown Jewel. I didn't like the way it ended. I didn't like the way it went. Shawn Michaels and Triple H versus The Undertaker and Kane was pretty fun to watch. But, jeez. Anyway, I should probably move on with this. Anyway, The Bar versus AOP. Yeah, I was just trying to remember that. Not much to say about the match. It ended with Big Show picking up uh, Drake Maverick, and you know, I think there was something in Drake Maverick's pants, because like either he pretended to pee himself on TV or he actually peed himself, like forcefully did it, because like there's just like this wet stuff coming out of his pants, and then they tried to make it seem like it was funny, even though it wasn't. And then the AOP like pinned Sheamus when using him as just Drake as a distraction. Raw gets another win. That's fine. I wanted the AOP to win. I feel like they've been kind of weirdly booked on Raw. They're just ruining their NXT people. But I think so far they aren't doing terrible with the AOP. It's just weird booking decisions. I mean, they're the champions, so I guess it's fine. Mustafa Ali versus Buddy Murphy for the Cruiserweight Championship. Buddy Murphy obviously retains. It's a great match. Props to both men. No complaints. Absolutely no complaints. Charlotte versus Ronda Rousey. Now, I have a bit to say about this. Sorry, something just popped up on the screen. If you're wondering why my voice sounds weird, it's because I'm sick. That's why I kind of left school on Thursday early, and then I didn't come to school on Friday. My voice has been shredded, and I've had a cold. So, if anyone from school is wondering why I sound like this, that's why. Okay, I wasn't expecting this match to be as good as it was, but it was really, really, really good. But then it ended on DQ when Charlotte just like picks up a kendo stick, hits Ronda Rousey, and then just goes mental on her for like 5 minutes. And the crowd starts cheering for Charlotte. Did something happen on Raw that like made the fans turn against Ronda? Or did something happen on Twitter or something? Because it's like the fans wanted Charlotte to hurt Ronda. Because like when Ronda was walking out, I think they said that, I think like some dudes were chanting "You deserve it" for some reason, and I was obviously on Ronda Rousey's side, and because Charlotte hit Ronda with a weapon, she obviously got DQ'd, and Ronda got the win, another win for Raw. By the way, the pre-show win for SmackDown didn't count at all, and now you know why, because they were going with the whole clean sweep thing. If they were gonna do that, why not just count it anyway and just have the men from Raw win? Like, I don't think it would have mattered in the grand scheme of things. It was just tag teams versus tag teams, basically. But, like, I am so confused on why people were, like, against Ronda. But, like, for what it was, I think the match was really good. It didn't end the way I wanted to, and I don't see why Charlotte DQ'd herself. She's been about beating Ronda this whole time, and like we've been waiting for this match since Ronda signed to WWE. I don't know why it would end this way. I have no answers. Like maybe something's going around in the internet that everyone knows about that I don't know about, but I don't. I just didn't. I don't understand. By the way, I stand corrected. It was apparently a 10-on-10 Survivor Series match in the pre-show. It was 10-on-10. I didn't watch the whole thing. Like I said, I just caught who won. I didn't watch much of it, but I do know it was apparently pretty good for a pre-show match. And finally, we have Daniel Bryan versus Brock Lesnar in the main event. I do think that it was necessary to put in the main event. Okay, so the match starts out with Brock Lesnar killing Daniel Bryan, just like throwing him around, tossing him around after like Daniel Bryan's been teasing him the entire time. And then he F5s Bryan, and you think you think he's gonna pin him just then and there, but like no, he picks his head up and he's just like, no, I'm going to kill this man. But like a little while later, like Daniel kicks him in the head, he just starts fighting back, and you're just like, oh, it's just kind of like AJ and Brock from like last year, and it starts picking up, and like Daniel's actually bringing the fight to Brock, because like early in the match, you'd be thinking like, oh my god, like with Daniel's earlier injuries, like to his like his head, like is he okay after all these German suplexes? Like he is bringing the fight to Brock here. He's like giving him his all, and like he hits him with like running knee after running knee, and just like the match is like really good. Like eventually Brock does catch him in the F5, 1, 2, 3, and final win for Raw, 6-0. I'm pretty sure I covered all the matches, and yeah, there's like 4 or 5 great matches tonight.